Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh and a very good morning. Welcome to our 17th session of webinar series Captain of Industry brought to you by Faculty of Engineering UTM Johor Bahru. We are initiating university industry collaboration during Recovery Movement Control Order RMCO to have a platform with our Captain of Industry to share their thoughts way forward and challenges during post-COVID-19. Today we are streaming live from Facebook Faculty of Engineering UTM. Today, we would like to welcome Yang Berbahagia Mrs. Shok Han Phuah, Operations, Performance and Digital Technology Manager, Schlumberger, with her interesting topic today entitled Define and Drive High Performance Through Teamwork and Technology. Without further ado, I would like to invite Yang Berusaha Professor Dr. Engineer Dr. Muhammad Rafiq, Dr. Abdul Kadir, Dean Faculty of Engineering UTM, to introduce our captain today. Over to you, Dato'.
Thank you, Murni. Assalamualaikum. Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome to our 17th UTM Engineering Captain of Industry. My name is Muhammad Rafiq and I am the Dean of Engineering University Technology Malaysia. Today, it is my utmost pleasure to welcome Mrs. Shok Han Phuah, Operations, Performance and Digital Technology Manager from Schlumberger. A bit about our presenter today. Shok Han is the Operations, Performance and Digital Technology Manager for South and East Asian region, Schlumberger, based in Kuala Lumpur. In this role, Shok Han is responsible for establishing operational excellence in Schlumberger portfolio of services and drive maximum value from the operating model and digital investment. This requires an in-depth collaboration with multiple teams of leadership across South and East Asia to drive the alignment between team performance and technology performance to achieve our customer performance and market outperformance. Shok Han Phuah has close to 2 decades of experiences in the energy industry globally. She started her career with Schlumberger in 2001 as a wireline field engineer based in Abu Dhabi, UAE, and has worked internationally in South America, Middle East, and Asia in various operational and managerial roles, including technical, operations, human resource, sales and marketing, quality and safety, country general manager, and transformation manager. After 15 years of being mobile internationally, Shok Han returned home to Malaysia under Talent Corp Returning Expert Program into 2015. She is a member and frequent speaker in SPE International Workshop and events, especially on the topic of organizational performance, change leadership, and digital. She also a member of MyWIE, Malaysia Women in Energy. As an alumna to UTM and a product of a Malaysian public university, Shok Han is also not a stranger in the circuit of talent development in the local tertiary education. She has supported various talent development society, including Chemical Engineering Undergraduate Club, SPE Student Chapter from UM, and Faculty of Science UTM Alumni as panel speaker or motivational knowledge sharing. Shok Han also hosted and facilitated Women and Technology Conference by SLB in UTM in 2017. In 2019, she was appointed as a member in the Board of Study for Azman Hashim International Business School, AHIPS UTM. So that is a biography of our speaker. Here now is Mrs. Shok Han Phuah from Schlumberger to give a talk entitled Define and Drive High Performance Through Teamwork and Technology. Mrs. Shok Han Phuah, over to you.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Muhammad Rafiq and also Puan Murni for the very kind introduction. A very good morning to everyone online. Selamat pagi dan salam sejahtera saya ucapkan terutamanya kepada staf dan mahasiswa-mahasiswi dari Fakulti Kejuruteraan UTM yang mengikuti session kami hari ini secara live. I would first like to thank the faculty for inviting me to these very exciting collaborations between the University UTM and the industry towards nation building post-COVID-19. As mentioned by Professor Dr. Muhammad Rafiq, I am an alumni of the UTM and it is a great honor for me to be here with you today. And on behalf of Schlumberger and our team in the South and East Asia, I wish you a safe passage health, strength, and resilience to face the disruption of the pandemic that still lies ahead of us. As mentioned by Professor Rafiq, since graduating from UTM in 2001, I've spent my career as a mobile employee with Schlumberger, based in various countries in Latin America, Middle East, and Asia. From a homegrown graduate who have never been to overseas, Schlumberger has brought me to 20 different countries where I experienced and was immersed in very enriching and different cultures around the globe. However, in the last 2 decades, our world have also become much more globalized. Today, without stepping onto a plane, we have the capability to collaborate virtually and connecting talents and like-minded individuals and be able to put people together to share, create ideas and produce ideas or technology that make our world a better place. It is with great pleasure as well that I use the same virtual platform here today to connect with all of you with the topic of today, which is how to drive and define and drive high performance through teamwork and performance. Without further ado, let me share the slide on the agenda and bring you to what we would be covering today. I hope all of you can see the slide now. Our agenda for today will start from Schlumberger at a glance, and followed by our Schlumberger COVID-19 outbreak response. I will then move on to defining performance, viewed from an organizational and an individual perspective. We will then move on to explore the critical and coexistence of teamwork and technology. And last but not least, I will be presenting a couple of videos as an example of how can we in an organization or in a society be driving performance, especially in the new norm, before we open it up for a Q&A session, which I hope will be a more two-way method to exchange information and knowledge. Our story begins with what it truly means to be a technology innovator. We are Schlumberger, and as a company in the oil and gas industry, excuse me, just let me put the... We are Schlumberger, and we are an organization with a common purpose that unites 103,000 people, which represent 170 nationalities. Our purpose: together we create amazing technology that unlock access to energy for the benefit of all. We are the company that supplies the energy industry most comprehensive range of product and services, from exploration through to production, and integrate core to pipeline solution that optimize hydrocarbon recovery to deliver reservoir performance sustainably. We deliver our products and services in more than 120 countries from thousands of our operation facilities and about 100 research and development centers and 100,000 over mobile assets. We are there in blue, 2,000 over rigs, and we service over 6,000 customers. We believe energy makes society progress, and we find ways to help our customer fill agriculture, industry, medicine, space, technology, transport. Few parts of the modern life, if any, are untouched by the raw materials of the oil and gas. All of this starts with competent and talented teams working together to drill wells through the subterranean environment, that we may never be able to see in real life. I would like to now share a little bit about our Schlumberger response to what have been hitting us worldwide in the COVID-19 environment. Safety is a core priority of Schlumberger, and we embrace a safety mindset and build it into how we work. That is why we were able to take a proactive approach in COVID-19 outbreak response, quickly implementing a comprehensive outbreak management plan and adapting our work practices. Throughout the outbreak, there is no doubt that our people's safety comes first. We ensure that we prioritize our resources to improve information management and promote engagement. By doing this, we stay connected, we stay informed, and we stay well together. We have a practical approach designed to reduce exposure. Very early on in the crisis, we adopted a new management standard which guide our work practices and help us to continue to operate safely around the world. We share openly these documents along with many supporting resources within the industry and the community we live in. This is to help us to promote the sharing of safety best practices as they are evolving and we learn more about the COVID-19. As the world around us are impacted and responding quite differently to the pandemic, we also ensure that we must in Schlumberger have a geography-specific preparation designed to meet the local jurisdiction requirement. And our leadership team on the ground are committed to have the right tools for the business continuity. Next, we also have to take into consideration what is on everyone's mind, which is our supply chain continuity. A big focus is placed on risk assessment, operation impact assessment, and we have to develop potential mitigation measures including alternative suppliers. Extensive risk analysis has to be done for our products and spares lead time, which could increase the product cost because of supply disruption. Our team are evaluating constantly these potential impacts that is caused by our supplier change to delivery dates, delays due to the close of the borders with the handling of the different governments across the world. Whenever there are a supply chain continuity that is disrupted, we have to take a collaborative approach with our customers because we work a 24/7 type of lifestyle in the oil and gas industry. And any delay related to our supplies which impact our products and service delivery can impact our customers. We need to be able to ensure that this information is then provided to our customer, and we will communicate and identify resolution on a case-by-case basis. With the extended period of the outbreak that is expected to last for another 12 months or even more, operations integrity also become the priority across all layers of our organization. For our field team, it is important to continue with our initiative to reduce our workforce footprint by digitally enabling remote operations. The less people we exposed to the environment and the health pandemic out there, the safer our employee and our society will be. The field crew that have to be present at site, we also need to ensure we are protecting them by ensuring we practice a risk-based travel and also provide alternative routes. Our technology lifecycle management also needs to be able to switch seamlessly to a condition-based maintenance for tool and operation integrity, equipment integrity. We need to ensure that there is a business continuity plan that will allow our headquarters operation support to be put in place and have a clear, strong feedback loop to preserve and deliver the highest possible service delivery to our customer. Our impact also does not stop at the site or at our office door. We have initiatives that we are contributing to the safety of the people in our community where we live and we work. I would now move on to the discussion of defining the performance. As a part of the community in an engineering faculty, I'm sure each one of you here in the audience are able to define performance in various different ways. It could be based on engineering performance, technological performance, or you may even be modeling or predicting performance. In scientific terms, performance engineering takes many forms in many different fields and encompass various techniques, including system development lifecycle, system engineering, application performance engineering, and software engineering. Before we delve further into the scientific sphere of performance, I would like us to take a step back and consider the art of performance. From an organizational perspective, we in a country, we in a company, we in an organization, we have the ability to really support our nation when we are able to increase our performance. Can you still hear me, Puan Muni? I see that there is a sign that has come up. From an organizational perspective, we, a company, an enterprise, or a corporation, or even a community, we need to create and sustain a high-performance culture together as one. Not individually or only at the top 1 to 5% employee or leaders that are high performance, but as a whole, the organization has to be able to embrace performance. A high performance culture helps our organization achieve high level of performance that results consistently over time, and it can mean the difference between stagnations, growth, competitiveness, or being left behind. Even before we were hit with COVID-19 pandemic, the complexity of what we do in most industry have been increasing, and the productivity or performance of the organizations is faced with a lot of pressure to do more with less. It is therefore a great time here to pause and relook at what are the common attributes that can create a culture of performance within an organization. And I named 4 in here for you, which is number 1, having strong leaders within an organization. Number 2, having an empowered and engaged employees or teams. Number 3 is to have continuous learning and development focus. And number 4 is having the agility and the resilience. The first attributes of having strong leaders in place in an organization is super critical. Leadership is the foundation upon where the team performance is built. As leaders, we set the tone and we communicate goals and are directly impacting our employees' performance in a variety of different ways. In a high-performance work culture, leaders are the catalyst of our team performance, and we set the bar for performance through our own behaviors and actions. Leaders in a high-performance team would motivate employees and inspire them to give their best to projects at hand. And not only will exhibit enthusiasm for accomplishment of challenging goals, we will also need to demonstrate to the team on how to overcome hurdles and remove obstacles for the team during an execution or an implementation. So besides the leader, we also need to have the rest of the team. We need to have empowered and engaged employees. A high performance culture consists of individuals who possess the ability to make key decisions, and more importantly, they will feel accountable and own decisions that they have made. we need to ensure that our team has the necessary skills and knowledge to use good judgment. And when we make decisions, and we would also, as leaders and as an organization, consistently encourage them to take ownership in their everyday performance of their role. This ecosystem of having the right leaders and then having the empowered and engaged employees is one of the most potent fuel for outperformance. Now, I go to the next one, which is to have a highly performing organization, we need to have an entire team who are focused on continuous learning and development of the talents. We realize that people need to be continually upgrading their skill sets, their knowledge to be able to sustain a long-term performance. In any great organization, this also manifests in a continuous improvement mindset, which is placed on the job. Development of talents can be in a focused way, such as in Schlumberger, we have something called Fixed Step Training Program, or a precise meteor of knowledge that an employee or a team can continuously develop, such as a meteor in safety, a meteor in information technology, or a petrotechnical expertise in subsurface, in geology, in geophysics. These are all focused ways where, as an individual, the talents within the organization will grow and will continue to drive the performance. But besides the focused development, we also need to have a diverse, or what we call a traverse fashion of development. These are, for example, a career development that I myself had the experience in Schlumberger, where I moved from engineering to operations support, to technology lifecycle management, to quality, to safety, to human resources, change leadership, and digital. There are no organizations that are immune to the constant pace of change that exists in every industry. This is the reason why we actually need to ensure that the organization are able to be developing together with their employees, but at the same time are also open to change or have the number 4, which is the agility and resilience. In the organization, we need to have change leaders. We need to promote a culture of approaching change as an opportunity. Some culture, they would approach change as an obstacle to overcome, and you will lose a lot of opportunity if you treat it in this way. We cannot be too proud to rethink our strategy. We need to be humble, agile, and resilient when situations call for us to reinvent jobs or redo work practices or any other internal processes that to be changed to achieve the right sets of results. The characteristic of a high performance culture, as given strong leaders, empowered and engaged employees, continuous learning and development, and agility and resilience, all these are giving cues about the behaviors and mindsets of the leaders and the employees within that culture. As a young talent that will be joining our industry, many of you out there may be able to observe and recognize this characteristic in the company where you do your internship, or in the company as you are reading about them and you're preparing yourself for a job interview. If you are inspired to join a high-performing organization, you will also need to develop and maintain a growth mindset, which is a bit more individualistic attribute. And I can share with you in here what exactly is it growth mindset. To briefly sum it up, I mean, you can read a lot of popular non-fiction self-development books out there, but it is a concept by Carol Dweck, which is a professor in psychology. And it believes that growth mindsets are individuals who strongly know within themselves that their talents can be developed through hard work, good strategy, and collaboration or input from others. These are the individuals who we call, they have the growth mindset. The other aspect of growth mindset is a fixed mindset, which we kind of have a lot of experience in as well during our school period. the way we have been growing up in an education is sometimes becoming, oh, this is a talented person and they are born with these talents. Those are fixed mindset. An individual with growth mindset tends to be more adaptable and resilient, which is what a high-performing organization will be looking for. Now that we have defined the context of performance for today's sharing session, I would like to explore with you the criticality of two things, which is teamwork and technology in the face of challenge that we would be facing for years to come. During the introduction, it was mentioned that I am an alumni of UTM, and besides graduating from UTM with a Bachelor of Science in Industrial Chemistry in 2001, I was also commissioned as the Royal Malaysian Navy Reserve Unit Lieutenant Muda, or UTM Pelapis Laut, Intake 6. So for today's session, instead of showing you what it means in a corporate environment or a society or an organization, what does it mean about teamwork? I would like to share here with you a video that not only paints the picture of teamwork perfectly from a uniform or armed force perspective, but it also reflects well every time I use it to set the scope to fellow professionals in our energy or the oil and gas industry. It's a short video, and I hope you are going to be able to see and hear the sound without disruption. I hope that the music at least have gotten all of you at the edge of your seat. Every time I see this video, I feel pride and yet humbleness of being part of a team. Our world today have changed. In fact, in the last decade, the pace of change have been accelerating to the point where our human adaptability has been challenged severely by the pace of technological change. As young talents and employees face these changes, many of us are siloed into an individualistic bubble. Many may not even realize that our work environment has become so complex that without a right teamwork mindset and the attitude to break silos, we cannot survive alone, nor can we thrive in the new norm. The videos that you have watched depict an extremely high-performing team. Each one person with its own role, empowered and accountable for a task, and yet they trust each other, blending seamlessly to make up a whole, which is what the title of the video was, the whole with the most dangerous job in the world. Today, we are not recruiting for a fellow Navy flight deck engineer. And yet I'm saying that when you join the industry after you graduate, you have a choice to make. You need to decide if you will fulfill your study as an engineer or a scientist and be part of a performing team to a corporation or an organization. It is an active choice. And as you stay in your career, you will need to make that decision again and again throughout your career. The most important thing is, which we all need to get involved, is to build a team, create a team culture and teamwork mindset. How do I define then teamwork mindset? It is to trust others to do their part, working collaboratively together towards a common goal. Okay, this I think is very critical to understand, and it goes on the top here on the teamwork because it will allow the collaborations of the many individuals that come together. Now I move on to the next one, which is about technology. I will first share with you two of our Schlumberger core values and a little bit of our history. Core value number one is that people, exceptional people join us from all around the world because of who we are, and then they make us what we are, committed to customer, constantly learning and growing. We thrive on the world's biggest technical challenges wherever they are found. This is the concept spirit of Schlumberger. So the second core value that we have is we were founded through invention, and we grow and prosper and lead through continuous innovation and a commitment to practical excellence. Remember this word, commitment to practical excellence. Today, we are engineering a sustainable future for the energy industry, helping to create a better world for all. These are the two statements that sums up our value in people and technology. Our curiosity drives us to better understand what our customers do and how they do it, and what they need to overcome their challenge. What's more, we are developing methods and processes using ever less invasive means of minimizing environment footprints to maximize the positive influence on the community on which we live and work in. Besides the technical challenge that we help our customers to overcome with our technology, we also use our deep-seated engineering mindset to improve our own teams in digital technology adoption. With the current world of Industrial Revolution 4.0, this is critical. Otherwise, our talents, our people will become redundant. After establishing two perspectives of teamwork and technology, I would like you to allow me to showcase some of our real-life collaborations on innovation by our people and technology that drive performance. Before I go on to the video, I would first like to share the concept of the context of this. The video would be about performance live, which Schlumberger introduced very recently to digitally connect services that optimize remote well site operation controls while improving safety, efficiency, and our footprint. The service includes technology and domain expertise within the digital ecosystem, leveraging our cloud-based applications and automated data workflow through a secure and robust data network. This performance live service provides our customer with instant access to data and collaboration with our domain expert, which then will enable faster, more informed decision for us to do directional drilling, well logging, testing, and other oil and gas operations. This automated end-to-end workflow simplify the task, and it will eliminate redundancy and deliver consistent services. So I will let you watch some of our team's words through this video.
I'm drilling a 5,000 meter horizontal section, and I'm about to reach total depth.
I'm conducting wireline formation testing to update my reservoir model for a remote desert field in the Middle East, and all in real time.
I'm recording an acoustic log to update pore pressure model in offshore Gulf of Mexico.
These people are working on wells across the world, and not one of them is on location. Performance Live Service puts you in control of your operations wherever you are by integrating Schlumberger global experts, a collaborative digital ecosystem, and technology. Well site operations are now safer, more efficient, and more sustainable. You'll make informed decisions quickly with real-time data at your fingertips. Through our secure network, whether you're remotely monitoring directional drilling, telemetry, survey acquisition, well logging, formation testing, or intervention operations, you're supported by technology and domain expertise for better performance and better results. This is where the industry is going, and Schlumberger is leading the way.
I hope you are able to hear that video without too much lag. And I would like to take the last 2 minutes to present a last video from my session today, which still is on driving performance, but from another perspective, from another part where performance matters. And this is going to be a video about how us as an organization which have footprint across so many different countries, how we use our people, our team, and our technology to support our communities during the COVID-19 pandemic. Our global stewardship ethos means that we have a long tradition in participating in the communities where we live and work. The COVID-19 pandemic has presented a lot of opportunities for our employees to demonstrate that commitment. And across the globe, our team, they can put their skills and expertise to work in an effort to support our frontline responders, health professionals, and a wider society. And I would hope that you can see this. I hope that I have been able to bring to you in about 35 minutes the full flow of the Schlumberger profile, as well as the update of our contribution in the COVID-19, how we respond to it, and also build you the perspective of defining and driving performance through teamwork and technology. Thank you very much for your time, and now I hand it over to Puan Murni so that we can start the session.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mrs. Shok, for your insightful and awesome and also thoughtful sharing with us. It is a great pleasure for you, for us to have you as our captain today. And despite of your busy schedule, you are giving your precious time with us. All right. Now we move forward to Q&A session. We have numerous interesting questions from our viewers with our captain, and inshallah, we will try to share and entertain all the questions today. All right. This is the first questions coming from Alice Howe. Hi, Mrs. How do you develop your managerial and leadership skills? What quality of leadership is required to handle such a big and global company like Schlumberger?
Thank you, Alice and Puan Murni. So I think as a person, we need to take everything step by step, right? In Chinese, there is a saying, a journey of 1,000 miles start with the first step. And it will become very scary journey if before we take a first step, we have to think of a huge company, of a big responsibility resting on our shoulder. When I myself come out from UTM, it was not my intention to be a big manager, but I have the privilege to have joined a very strong multinational company, which provided me with a lot of opportunities. These opportunities are given at the same time it needs to be earned, because as you enter into a job, a company will hire you to be a field engineer, it will hire you to be a safety officer, and you need to deliver in that particular role. And if you are in most companies who have strong belief in developing the talents, you take on one responsibility at a time, and it's like a marathon. You cannot just run 42 kilometers at once. You start with 1 kilometer, you get your body strong, you get your mind strong, you gain experience and knowledge with the time that you spend with that particular company. In case you are with a smaller company, sometimes you need to move from company to company before you are able to have sufficient experience and knowledge. If you are with a big multinational companies, like what I was privileged to be in, the company could allow me to explore a lot of this experience within the company. So I spent my first 5 years as an engineer, and I wasn't focusing to try to be a manager. I just focused myself to perform the job at hand, to deliver a wireline service to my customer to the best of my capability. And in the first year, it's so tough. It would take 24 hours out of a day for me to even complete my job. In the second year, it is getting easier and easier. By the 5th year, it becomes ingrained in you. Without thinking about it, you wake up, you go to work, and you can do really good work for your company, for your customer. And the company happens to put the next responsibility on your hand, and you go in and you get challenged again, and you get to face the tough time trying to make the right decision, trying to lead others around you. You start from leading 5 people to 50 people to 400 people at a place where I was leading in an organization in Indonesia. I had about 500 people within my organization. And then next thing you know is that it is no longer possible just to directly lead people to complete an engineering job, an operational job. My organization decided to challenge me to see if I can influence, meaning that I have a direct report. For the last 3 years, I work collaboratively with other leaders within my company, and I will need to establish an influencing capability to drive change and to change behavior and cultures within our organizations, to be able to adopt digital, for example, to be able to ensure that our performance of work are still very high. So we need to take one step at a time, and we need to take each challenge as an opportunity, not an obstacle. And after a decade, after 2 decades, you will be in a positions where you are trusted and you will have the capability strongly to be able to lead any organization, be it a multinational company or be it an organization that is NGO or your community as a MP.
Yeah, true. Yes, I do agree with you, Mr. Shok. All right. Thank you so much for your response. And the next question from Zafira Hashim. Thanks for the great sharing, Mrs. Can you share with us what is the biggest challenge of university industry collaboration, especially in land industry?
So thank you, Zafira, for the questions. I think this question is more specific to collaboration within oil and gas or industry with universities. So what I'm going to answer now is going to be reflective of my perspective as an alumna and as a professional in the industry, and not necessarily fully a spokesperson to my company, right? In Asia, the oil and gas industry is a very tough industry for female to enter. From the of as a graduate, many would already be used in a culture that defines the industry as too tough and not a suitable place for their daughters and for their sisters and for girlfriends even. And this creates a gap or a vacuum of talents because we are not very able to access to these talents. Today, almost 60% of graduates are female. And to be able to draw the best of the talents, we need to be able to draw from both male and female talents. And when we are in this culture in Asia, Malaysia, Indonesia, India even, where I have very strong connections as well as representing our company into the universities, I feel that we can do so much more to improve the collaboration. This is one of the reasons why we conducted the Women and Technology in UTM, both in 2017 as well as 2019. And it is through these collaborations, and it's a 2-day sessions with 60 to 70 of the best female up and coming graduates in UTM, that we come to realization what does the graduate thinks. Because as an organization, in the industry, we cannot just be saying that we want the female to be able to be tough, they can go into the industry and they can do this and they do that. And then you come to universities, and in the universities, when you ask them, come and join us, and then they say, why? It's not suitable. You need to do this, you need to do that, and there is, not to say rejection, but there are concerns. And I think one of the continuous challenge that the industry will face, the oil and gas in specific, is to attract first female and also any good talents, because the millennials or the new generations of engineers, the new talents, they remember the MacGyver time, what it was in 20 years. You know, when engineers, they come out, they really want to be MacGyvers. I'm not even sure if the audience knows who is MacGyver anymore, but do everything on their own, right? So today, the target recruits that we have, the talents that are new and upcoming, they have a different concept, they have a different context, they have a different needs in life. And For us to maintain relevance, we need to be able to collaborate with the universities, explain what is it that we do. Not everything we do are slick and shiny like what the videos I have to share with you today. There are a lot of tough things we need to do as an engineer in most fields, but especially in the oil and gas field. You need to be able to embrace and be ready to perform and to prove yourself, to be able to be a successful person in the industry or in life in general, in a career.
All right. Thank you. All right. Okay. I thought that I mute my mic. All right. Then the next question from Muhammad Hanif Ramli. Thanks for sharing, Ms. Shok Han. In your opinion, as an experienced manager, how can we manage and motivate our subordinates to make sure they can do their job without any unacceptable excuses? Thanks in advance.
Thank you, Muhammad Hanif. So, as experienced manager, I would try very hard not to think negatively. A lot of time, the more experience you have, the managers will know more, will have more knowledge, and would have more pre-established concept. So when managers then delegate or assign duties and roles and tasks to their team, we need to delegate it in a way where it is clear for the level of understanding of that person. We should not make an assumption that, oh, we are having huge, great knowledge and experience and capability. They don't know what they are doing. If we use that manner of thinking, we fail already. We fail the team. So if we think that the person that we need to assign the task is genuinely wanting to do the task, we already have the first step to success. And from there, we need to do several things. Number one, we need to be clear. There needs to be a clarity what the person needs to do and what will be considered what he does. If you tell him this is what you need to do, and you don't advise it, if you are successful in completing this task, this is what it should be. You don't show it, right? You open into a lot of interpretation. And especially like a multinational company, we come from a very diverse background. Something that to the person is successful may not seem successful to me. So when you manage a team, when you assign tasks, when you collaborate together in a large group, clarity is important. Telling the measurements and defining performance. Once you clearly identify and then define what is that performance, you see the majority of your team have the right intention, have the mindset to deliver together with you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for your kind response. And then this is from Professor Khairiyah UTM. Thank you for your insightful presentation. What is the expectation of your company towards new graduates? What do the company have to prepare new engineers for? Quite interesting questions.
So I think this question is specific to Schlumberger. So I will answer from the perspective of Schlumberger. In the Schlumberger recruiting core, people is one of our core. So we tend to hire from where we operate from. That's why I was hired, because we have operations in Malaysia, and Schlumberger has been in Malaysia for 80 over years, and they hire Malaysian graduates. But the strange, or I would say very special and unique concept from Schlumberger is that when we hire, we don't only hire an engineer. I myself is not an engineer. I do not have a qualification from engineering department in UTM. I came from a science faculty. So I graduated as a chemist, as a scientist. As a company, because of the long-standing focus of talent development, Schlumberger has already a very strong process in place that whatever that you are hired into the company, as long as you prove that you have a growth mindset and the capability and the background of that, you have a UTM degree, which means that you can learn, yeah, they will be able to provide you with the training to do your job. So they are not going to provide you with the training to manage, because you need to do your job as a field engineer. And this is what we call the fixed step training program. And when I enter the company as a scientist, they retrain me as an engineer. And you can just imagine, I had to go to Venezuela, and my whole 4 years of education with UTM was done in Bahasa, and I didn't really take physics subjects or a lot of math subjects in my second, third, and fourth year. Majority of them were done on my first year, right? Everything in Bahasa. And then when Schlumberger retrained me to be an engineer, all this concept was in English. I had to go everywhere with a dictionary. But I can be successful, and so can many of you out there, because the ecosystem has been placed, and they are training Schlumberger is training engineers specifically to perform the task and the job. And they would be still in training for approximately 3 years. And once you complete this training in 3 years, you become a very experienced engineer. And by this time, most engineers, they would like to be managers, right? There are some that are very special engineers. They would then stay within the field, and they enjoy doing an operational role, an engineering role, to deliver a service by running equipments in our customers' site for us, and stay there for 10, 15 years. But many others, they will then move on and continue on developing their talents into going for the next opportunity. For me, I become a manager, and then for a while I was a quality and safety manager, and then for a while I was in human resources for training and development. So I was presenting to all the new hires and recruits into the company before I send them off all around the world, so I can convince them to be motivated to do this without quitting from the company, because it's very tough, right? And every engineers that we have hired and we put into our education system, our development system, is an investment from the company, that talent, right? And if we lose that talent, it's a lot of lost investment.
Yes.
So from the company perspective, we need to also ensure that not just the trainers, not just the instructors, but the managers who these engineers come to, they will have the right team mindset to coach, to mentor, to guide, and to give the environment where these engineers can best perform.
Oh, okay. Yes, it's so inspiring, Ms. Shok, to hear that you have multi skills. I mean, multi skills you have. You experience very well in Schlumberger. Right. Okay. Do you have next questions? I don't think so. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I would, we are very sorry if you drag your time, because for now we are 11:59, almost 12 in the afternoon. All right. Okay. And thank you so much, Mrs. Shok, for your time with us. And I do believe that it would benefit for our students, our staff, our alumni, and our community as well. And it's just mind-blowing to know that Schlumberger develop your human capital and empower your expertise. Thus, you are able to build great performance culture, whereby I do believe that how resilient your organization, supported by your strong people facing this kind of unforeseen situation like pandemic COVID-19. And also thank you for our viewers today. Thank you for your passion and keep interest with our program. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Puan.
Yeah, thank you, everyone, for keep supporting our program. And now we are in 17th series, and we are upcoming webinar with more interesting topic, with more interesting captain. And okay, all right. Please, to our viewers, please wait to our upcoming webinar with our next captain of industry in future. Please activate your gut reminder on your Facebook for our upcoming webinar, Captains of Industry. Stay safe, stay healthy, keep your social distancing. Don't forget to like, comment, and share our program. Have a good day. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. And see you again in next